Hello everyone. In this video, we'll be studying about medieval period. So first we will look at the timeline of medieval period. There are total 14 dynasties which came into existence in this period. The dynasties are the Cholas, Arab conquest of Sindh, Turkish invasions, foundation of the Delhi Sultanate, the Ilbari or the slave dynasty, then the Khilji dynasty, the Tughlaq dynasty, the Sayyids and the Lodhis, Vijayanagara kingdom, Bahmani kingdom, Mughal empire, Sur dynasty, later Mughals, and the last one is the age of Marathas, and then it came to an end. So now we will be studying each dynasty starting from the Cholas and till the age of Marathas. So the first dynasty is the Cholas. The founder of this dynasty was Vijayalaya and the capital was at Tanjore. Purantaka I captured Madurai but got defeated by Rashtrakuta ruler Krishna III in the Battle of Takolam. Then Raja Raja I, who is from AD 985 to 1014, led a naval expedition against the Shailendra Empire, which was the Malaya Peninsula, and conquered northern Sri Lanka. Then came Rajendra I, which was from AD 1014 to 1044. He annexed whole Sri Lanka, took the title of Gangaikonda, and founded Gangaikonda Cholapuram. A dancing figure of Shiva, that is Nataraj, belongs to this period. In this period, the local self-governance system existed. The next dynasty is Arab conquest of Sindh. In this, Muhammad bin Qasim's invasion, which is in the AD 712, Muhammad bin Qasim of Iraq was the first Muslim to invade India. He defeated the ruler of Sindh, Dahir, and the province was given to the Umayyad Caliphate. After this came the Turkish invasions, started with Mahmud of Ghaznavi. Towards the close of the AD 9th century, the vast empire of the Arabs broke up and the Turks, who got the upper hand over the caliphs of Baghdad, established many independent principalities. One of such a Turk state was found by Alapigin and Ghazni, with his capital in about AD 933. For India, the memories of Mahmud exist as only that of a plunderer and a destroyer of temples. Mahmud said to have conducted 17 raids into India. The initial raids were directed against the Hindustani rulers. In AD 1001, the Hindustani ruler Jaipal was again defeated by Mahmud. In other expeditions, Mahmud plundered Nagarkot, Thaneshwar, Kannauj, Mathura, and Somnath. He plundered Somnath temple in AD 125, which was his 16th raid. Then in AD 1026, Mahmud defeated the Jats. He died in AD 1030. The main objective of Mahmud's expeditions was to plunder and loot. He was not even interested in expanding his empire in India. Then in between came the Seljuk Empire. The Ghaznavi state was no longer a powerful state after Mahmud Ghazni. His successions were weak, resulting into the emergence of a powerful empire called the Seljuk Empire. But towards the middle of the 12th century, another group of Turkish tribesmen shattered the power of the Seljuk Turks. Then came the Muhammad Ghori. The power of the Ghurids increased under Sultan Alauddin, who earned the title of the world burner because he ravaged Ghazni and burned him into the ground. The rising power of the Khawarian Empire severely limited the Central Asian ambitions of the Ghurids. Then came the foundation of the Delhi Sultanate. Muhammad Ghori invaded India and was defeated by Prithviraj Chauhan in the first battle of Tehran, which was in 1191 AD. Then Ghori defeated the Rajput king in second battle of Tehran, which was in 1192, and laid the foundation of the Muslim dominion in India. He may be considered the founder of Muslim rule in India. Now we will be discussing about the Ilbari or the slave dynasty, which was from 1206 to 1290. In this, there are 4 subdivisions. The first one is Qutb ud-Din Aibak, then came Iltutmish, followed by Razia, and lastly Balban. So firstly, Qutb ud-Din Aibak. Capital was Lahore initially, but later on it changed to Delhi. He was the founder of the slave dynasty, also called Lakh Baksh because of his generosity. Qutb ud-Din Aibak laid the foundation of Qutb Minar after the name of the famous Sufi saint Khwaja Qutb ud-Din Bakhtiyar Kaki, built the Kuwait-ul-Islam, which was the first mosque in India. So it's an important point here. The first mosque in India was built by Qutb ud-Din Aibak. And other such monuments include Dhai Din Ka Jhopda, which is in Ajmer. He died while playing the game of polo. And then came Iltutmish. He formed the Turk-e-Chahalgani or Chalisa, a group of 40 powerful Turkish nobles, and divided his empire into Iqtas, which was the assignment of land in lieu of salary. He introduced 2 coins, the silver tanka and the copper jital. Then came Razia, the first and the last Muslim woman ruler of medieval period. She disregarded Parda and married Al-Tumia, who was the governor of Bhatinda. So it's important here, Razia was the first and the last women who used to rule in the medieval period. After this came Balban. He is renowned for his administrative strategies and separated the military department, which is Diwan-e-Aris, from the finance department, which is Diwan-e-Wazarat. And with this came the existence of new dynasty, which is the Khilji dynasty, which is from AD 1290 to 1320. Jalal-ud-Din Firoz Khilji was the first ruler who had it that India cannot be a totally Islamic state. And then came Alauddin Khilji. His conquests were that of Gujarat, ruled by Waghela king, Ranthambore, Chittor and Malwa, and later the southern areas mainly by Malik Kufur. Alauddin adopted a policy of blood and iron in tackling the Mongols. He built Khizrabad, the Alai Darwaza, and his capital city Siri. He also built Hauz-Khas in Delhi and added an entrance door to the Qutb Minar, introduced market reforms. He adopted the title of Sikandar-e-Sani. He built a permanent army which was known as Sikandar-e-Sani. Then he introduced the Chehra and Dag system. His court poets were Amir Khusrau and Mir Hasan Dehlvi. The next one is the Tughlaq dynasty, which is from AD 1320 to 1413. That is 1320 to 1413 AD. It was founded by Ghiziaddin Tughlaq. Then came Muhammad bin Tughlaq, and lastly Firoz Shah Tughlaq. So talking about Ghiyazuddin Tughlaq, he was the founder of Tughlaq dynasty who built the fortified city of Tughlaqabad and made it his capital. He was the first sultan to initiate irrigation works. And talking about Muhammad bin Tughlaq, he was called the wise fool king, initiate on account of 5 of his experiments, namely transfer of capital of Daulatabad, then taxation in Doab, Karachil expedition, Khurasan expedition, and lastly the token currency. The famous traveller Ibn Battuta visited his court. Then came Firoz Shah Tughlaq, who built new towns of Hisar, Firozpur, Fatehbad, Jaunpur and Firozabad. Firozabad was his capital. During his reign, 2 Ashoka pillars, one from Topara in Ambala and the other from Meerut, were brought. He built canals, was fond of slaves and wrote a book, the Fatuhat Firoz Shahi. Firoz Shah Tughlaq also made the Iqtidari system hereditary and imposed new taxes like the Kharaj, which was the land tax equal to 1/10 of the producer, and Jazia, Zakat, and Khams, which were the other taxes. Then came the Sayyids and the Lodhis, after which we will be discussing Vijayanagar kingdom, which was the next dynasty, which is from AD 1336 to 1580, and then Bahmani kingdom. So starting with the Sayyids and the Lodhis. Sayyids founded by Khizr Khan's successor Mubarak Shah, Muhammad Shah, and Alauddin Shah. Then Bahlol Lodi, which was from AD 1451 to 1481. He was the one who founded the Lodi dynasty. Lastly came Sikandar Lodi, which was from AD 1418 to 1517. He introduced the Gaz-e-Sikandari, which was the unit for measuring cultivable land. He found Agra in 1504. He wrote the Persian verse Gulrukhi. He was succeeded by Ibrahim Lodi from 1517 to 1526, who was defeated by Rana Singha. He was also defeated by Babur in April 1526, which led to the establishment of the Mughal rule of India. Next, the Vijayanagara kingdom. It was founded by Harihara I and Bukka I. Devarya I built a dam across the Tungabhadra river, and Italian traveller Nicole de Conti visited his court, followed by the Russian merchant Nikitin. Then Krishnadev Raya, which was from AD 1509 to 29, was the greatest ruler. He was also known as Abhinava Bhoja, Andhra Pitama, and Andhra Bhoja because of being a great patron of literature. Then the Bahmani kingdom. Alauddin Hassan Bahman Shah from AD 1347 to 58, also known as Hassan Gangu, established the kingdom with the capital at Gulbarg. The Gol Gumbaz, a tomb with world's second largest dome, was built by Muhammad Adil Shah at Bijapur. Muhammad Quli Qutub Shah found Hyderabad and built Charminar. Now we will be discussing Mughal Empire. So, this is a very important section of this study because Mughal Empire is considered to be the most important during the medieval period, and it might be quite confusing. But there were 6 important Mughal emperors, starting with Babur, then Humayun, Akbar, Jahangir, Shah Jahan, and lastly Aurangzeb. So it's important to remember this order. Now, talking about Babur, he was the founder of Mughal Empire, who also introduced gunpowder in India, defeated Ibrahim Lodi in the first battle of Panipat, which was in AD 1526. Rana Sanga sung Gram Singh in the battle of Khanwa. He was also defeated by Babur. Then Babur also defeated Medini Rai of Chanderi in the battle of Chanderi, which was in AD 1528, and Mahmud Lodi in the battle of Ghagra, which was in AD 1529. He wrote Tuzuk-e-Baburi in Turkish language. Babur also declared Jihad and adopted the title Ghazi. Then came Humayun. He built Din Panah at Delhi at his second capital. Sher Shah Suri gradually gained power. He fought 2 battles with Humayun. The Battle of Chausa, which was in AD 1539, and the Battle of Kannauj, which was in AD 1540, culminating into Humayun's defeat. Next came Akbar. He coronated at the young age of 14 by Bairam Khan. He defeated Hemu at the second battle of Panipat. With the help of Bairam Khan, conquered Malwa in AD 1561, defeating Baz Bahadur, followed by Gar Khatana, Chittor, Ranthambore, and Kalinjar, Gujarat, Mewar. In Mewar, the battle was known as the Battle of Haldi Ghati, which was in AD 1576. Then Akbar and Rana Pratap, Kashmir, AD 1586, Sindh and Assaghar. Then Buland Darwaza was constructed at Fatehpur Sikri to commemorate the victory of Gujarat in AD 1572. He abolished jizya, believed in Sul-e-Kul, built Ibadat Khana at Fatehpur Sikri, issued the degree of infallibility, formulated the religious order Deen-e-Ilahi. Birbal was the first to embrace it. Then came Jahangir. He executed the fifth Sikh Guru, Guru Arjan Dev. He married Meher-un-Nisa in AD 1611 and conferred the title of Nur Jahan on her. He had a chain of justice outside his palace in Agra. Then came Shah Jahan. Two Frenchmen, Berner and Tavernier, and an Italian adventurer, Manucci, visited his court. He built the Moti Masjid and the Taj Mahal in Agra, the Jama Masjid and the Red Fort in Delhi. His reign is also considered the golden age of the Mughal Empire. And lastly, Aurangzeb. Aurangzeb became the victorious after the brutal war of succession among his brothers Dara, Shuja and Murad. Ninth Sikh Guru, Guru Tej Bahadur, was executed by him in AD 1675. He was called Darvesh or a Zinda Peer. He forbade Sati. After this, the next dynasties which came into existence, the Sur dynasty, later Mughals, and last one, the age of the Marathas. So first we'll be discussing Sur dynasty. In this, the founder of the Sur dynasty was Farid. He introduced the silver coin called Rupaya and the copper coin Dam. He built his tomb at Sasaram and built a new city on the bank of Yamuna river. Today that city is known as Purana Killa. Then came the later Mughals. First Bahadur Shah I. His original name was Muazzam and the title given to him was Shah Alam I. Then Jahandar Shah. He ascended the throne with the help of Zulfikar Khan, abolished jizya. Then Muhammad Shah. Nadir Shah invaded India and took away the peacock throne and the Kohinoor diamond. So it was Muhammad Shah who took away the Kohinoor diamond. It's important to notice it here. And then came Akbar II, who was the pensioner of East India Company. And after this came the age of Marathas. Shivaji. He was born to Shahji Bhonsle and Jijabai. His religious teacher was Samarnath Ramdas and his guardian was Dadaji Kundadev. Treaty of Purandar, which was in AD 1665, was signed between Shivaji and the Mughals. After this came the Sikh Gurus. The first one was Nanak, who found the Sikh religion. It's important here, the Sikh religion started from this time period, which is 1469 AD. And Nanak was the one who found the Sikh religion. Angad invented Gurumukhi. Then came Amar Das, who struggled against Sati system and the Parda system and established 22 Guardians to propagate religion. After this came Ramdas, who found Amritsar in 1577. Akbar granted the land to him. Then came Arjan, who found Swarna Mandir, which is Golden Temple, and composed the Adi Granth. Then came Arjan, who found Swarna Mandir, that is the Golden Temple, and composed the Adi Granth. And lastly came Har Gobind Singh, who established the Akal Takht and fortified Amritsar. So that's all about the medieval period. Hope you find this lecture useful. Thank you.